Before we get to that discussion of the timers, I wanted you to see why they're necessary. And to do that, I actually want to use some information from the last lab. And what we're going to do, as you see, I haven't really touched anything. We've got the same show command up. We want to concentrate on the AVFs, and that's the bottom three lines here of our show GLBP brief output. And here are our forwarder numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Here are the virtual MACs, and here are the active routers for each individual MAC address. Now we saw what happened when our AVG, which right now is router 2, dropped offline. The router with the next highest priority, which was switch 1, took over. Switch 3 then stepped into the standby role. I'm going to do that again, take router 2 offline, but this time I want us to concentrate on what happens to the AVFs. And let's take a look at that. Let's head over to switch 2. And see how quickly this starts happening. We should see some action here in a moment. And there we go. There's a couple state changes and a couple more state changes. And we can see, first off, that the local router has already taken over as the AVG since we see active here on line 1. I also want to point out to you right now, though, that 172.16.23.3 is handling the workload for the MACs ending in 01 and 02. And that's what we expect to have happen. One of the routers is going to step in when it detects, hey, wait a minute, the router that's handling traffic for a certain MAC address, virtual MAC, it's not there anymore. So they decide very quickly, in this case, router 3 says, okay, I'm taking that over, and I will handle the traffic for that particular MAC. And when I run it just again here in a few seconds, really nothing else has changed, and it's still handling it. So router 3 right now, this is a great cutover feature because router 3 is handling 2 MAC addresses, the traffic for 2 virtual MAC addresses. We don't want to keep that going forever, though, and that's where the other 2 timers come in that we saw. And in the very next video, we're going to see how to change those, a warning you might get, and some other handy information about exactly what these timers are, because we need to be very clear on them. I just wanted to show you this first so you know exactly why we have to deal with these timers. We have an AVF cutover, which is fantastic. We have one router doing the work of 2 AVFs in our group right now, but we don't want that to continue forever, and that's what the timers are about. I'll see you on the very next video, and we'll see what's going on.